Hi, Johannes. I'm making you a video to explain you my progress insofar with the matching of data, and to show you a bit where I'm at and what the problems I'm having. So first of all, this was toughy for me. I had to really dig in the data and figure out exactly what was the issue behind it, and I know the structure of our data and the structure of their data, so it's actually a good exercise for me. That being said, I've been trying to match everything from what I understand and just make sure I'm doing this right by the OID, which is the specific instance they have for each intervention. So, knowing that, pretty much my whole coding has been finding out if I can match all the unique instances of OID with data in the GTA. So after running your code, the first thing is that I did. Sorry, I'm not the best public speaker right now. Is to first of all filter out everything that could not be applied to our data. So things that you told me that like the date started pre-2008, but it had no end date, right? So things like I wanted to include that. Also checked if there are a couple countries that we didn't have or they didn't have, and see if it didn't match. And again, I only had like Malawi and Venezuela, which they had no cases for. Sorry, we had no cases for. And yeah, pretty much another change here the EU. And then what else? I matched the data in several ways after filtering all of the possible things, and I found out that there are 2,561 instances of OIDs that, through the filters that we talked about the other day on Skype, we should match. So knowing that number, 2,561, I matched in several different ways. So either by initial year, IUN and AUN, and essentially a couple of different other combinations. But the best combination with the highest success rate was matching it by AUN, IUN, and HS code, right? So by HS4. So when I do that, I get a total of 2,238 matches, which means it's around 87% success rate, but I am not entirely sure of how accurate that is. So then, for me to figure out if that was, just matching things on HS codes but have very different years, I subset the data a couple times and I checked here to see, if there was a range in where there were more or less specific unique IDs that were not matched for. There's a gap between more than a year. So essentially, the ones that had more of a year gap, because things of of interventions that could happen on late December or beginning of January, and things just like 6 months delays, there could be a fair amount of them. So I found that things within a 1 year range, which I think is reasonable, we get 1,728 matches. So that is probably the most accurate and reliable number I can tell you of matches we can get with the unique OIDs, the unique interventions that the WTO has with our data. So that number represents around 67% of all the unique instances, right? And that is the best way I could have done it. Now, that being said, I think that's pretty poor. I'm just a little right now flabbergasted by what I could possibly do next. I'm not entirely sure what you try to do here as well, because I also see that the end result here doesn't lead to a lot of unique instances being matched. But again, maybe this might just be me not understanding what the code does here or what your attempt was. But I do remember you did mention that you didn't finish this part, so I'm going to ignore it. I don't know what else to do. One thing I was trying to do as well is trying to get to see what things did not get matched with this anti-join command, which I cannot find right now. And then see what was the issues behind that data, but yeah, I think you can just control F anti-join, and then figure out, you know, what sort of characteristics that data that was not joined has, and how can I join it. Oh, I also did checks on, you know, by the number of HS codes per intervention as well, and the amount of interventions that have more than one is not too great, so I don't think it should be a huge issue. It's also done there. So again, sorry, I digress. My question is, what should I do next? How can I improve this accuracy rate? Because I'm a little out of ideas. I could use any piece of advice. Would you perhaps suggest me to join them using some sort of regex command by product, where I get the product here and whatever words matches I match with them, and do it by also initiator and target, or what else should I do? How else can I check or get a great, more accurate matching? Also, what do you think of my process insofar? Please let me know, because I think I'm a little stuck here at this point, and I'm not sure what to do. But yeah, thank you.